Hi, so today I'm going to be doing the Booktube Newbie Tag, and I am doing this book tag just because I am a total noob at booktubing, but a lot of these questions are really great. It's a great way for you to get to know me a little bit better and also the channel that I'm trying to start. So I'm going to just jump in. Question 1 is, why did you start this channel? And I basically started this channel because I have been watching a lot of booktubers for the past year. And I love the fact that I get to see books that haven't come out yet. I get to hear about books that I might not have known about before. And I've gotten a lot of really great books because of those booktubers. And I just kind of wanted to participate in that world, maybe even get in some books that are not as popular. So I can kind of help cover some of the more greater books that are just not getting the coverage that they deserve. I know I don't read everything that everybody else reads. Everybody kind of has their own preferences, and I just kind of wanted to contribute mine. So question 2 is, what are some fun and unique things that you can bring to BookTube? I'm not quite sure how unique I'm going to be. I do want to cover a lot of YA, but I also really want to cover a lot of middle grade novels. I love middle grade novels, and so maybe that would be more of a unique thing. Because I know not a lot of booktubers do middle grade. They do some, and a lot of them do, you know, some adult stuff too. But I just figured that I'd like to cover a little bit more middle grade because they tend to be a little bit more overlooked. So I'll say that as my unique thing. So question 3 is, what are you most excited for with your new channel? And basically, I think I'm just mainly excited to just talk to other people about books, talk to you guys, other booktubers. I am super passionate about books. I absolutely love them. I'm really excited to just kind of communicate with everybody about the books that I like, why I like them, figure out why you guys like them, why you didn't like them, learn about new books from you guys and other people, and then also just kind of like, just talk about books all day. Just all day. I could literally talk about books all day. So I think that's the most exciting aspect that I am really looking forward to with this channel, is just to kind of communicate all of the feels of the love of the books, or the hates of the books. I've never not once hated a book, but bound to happen. I'm gonna want to talk about it. Question 4 is, why do you love reading? And I love reading because, I don't know, maybe just because you can learn so much from books. It just brings out so many emotions that I can watch TV and do that, but I feel more connected with reading just because of the fact that there's so much more you can add into a book that you can't always do in a movie. But also, I feel like I'm more connected to the characters just because the way that it is being described. Like, I mean, the way that they see things, how they feel, they can't always convey on TV. And I mean, I love the creativity that is put into the thought of the world or the thought of the characters. And you can just learn so many life lessons from books. And I think that's probably the biggest reason why I love reading. So question 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? And technically, it was Goosebumps that got me into reading. I was one of those kids that I hated reading. I was really bad at it. I didn't understand it. I was in special classes all through elementary school to help me read, which didn't help me read at all. It was until my grandmother really noticed that I was so behind that she was worried that it would take away from my education. So she sat me down every day after school and really worked with me. And because of that is the reason why I was able to actually start reading. And I read a lot of books that I just wasn't interested in until I found Goosebumps. They were really easy to read. They were fun. They were crazy. I loved the mystery. I loved the different worlds sometimes that he added into it. I love the supernatural bits, like everything. You literally can find everything in those books. And my favorite part was at the very end when they had the twists. Like, that is what kept me going in reading. But I think the most iconic book that really made me passionate about reading was, I know you're gonna already know what it is, but it's Harry Potter. I feel like everybody says this. Harry Potter is what really got me into fantasy. Other than Goosebumps, I couldn't find any books that I really enjoyed. I tried mystery, I tried all this other stuff, but I just couldn't get into it. Harry Potter in general is just such a fantastic series that I just fell in love with it. My sisters, my older sisters really enjoyed it, and so that made me want to read it. And when I read it, I just fell on the bandwagon, and I just was like head over heels with this new genre that I had never known before. And I just decided that, you know, fantasy was what I really wanted to read. Harry Potter had the most impact, I think, for me and my passion for reading. That's what actually made me want to read different books other than where Goosebumps, I just wanted to read within Goosebumps because that's what I knew I liked. But Harry Potter opened this whole new world of just all these different books in this genre, and that's, I feel like, where I got most of my book passion. So question 6 is, what question would you ask your favorite booktubers? And I thought a lot about this, and I think my favorite question, the one that I would really, really want to ask them the most, is how they would design their own personal library. Because I'm sure they've thought about it before, and I'm just curious what other people think, because mine is like the Beauty and the Beast library, but add like a spiral staircase. I'm just always curious about what other people have, and especially other booktubers that have been around for a long time. They've got a bazillion books, so I know that they have thought about this. So I would really like to ask them about, like, if they could design it, what would it be? Question 7 is, what challenges do you think starting a book channel will be the hardest to overcome? And I think the hardest part of the book channel is basically editing. At least for me, I'm still learning. Another issue that I've been having, especially today, is with my animals. I have a dog and 2 cats, and they love to climb on things, and I got a squeaking toy for my dog, and she's just been squeaking it throughout the whole thing. Hopefully I'm going to be able to edit it all out. I think that's a huge issue that I'm probably just going to have to deal with. It's just gonna happen. They are crazy and I love them. So I don't know, but I think that and editing, probably editing more, because I'm gonna have to try and edit all those things out, will be the biggest thing. And I know it's very time consuming. Sometimes I spend hours on a video and end up not even posting it because I just get so frustrated with it that I give up. I'm hoping that it'll be easier once I get used to it, once I get used to the programs, or I find a good one that I really like. But also, I mean, I have 2 subscribers right now, and I feel like I really need to like keep up with the videos for them, because I'm like, I've only posted 1 video so far. I have 2 subscribers. You guys are awesome. I don't know why I'm so giddy right now. I only have 2 people, but it's still amazing. And I didn't actually think I would have anybody yet, just because my videos have been horrible so far, just because I don't know how to edit them. But thank you, those 2 people that have subscribed. Thank you so much. You guys are rock stars. My first 2 people. Love it. But I think that's like the biggest hurdle is editing, because I don't know how to edit. And question 8 is, when did you start reading? And I actually don't know when I really started reading. I mean, it's because I struggled for so long that I don't know when I actually started really reading. Probably maybe in like the 4th grade, since I was so behind. I think it was probably then that I started getting into Goosebumps, 4th or 5th grade. And then even then, I didn't really like reading. I mean, I probably read maybe like 8 books for like all of middle school, and those were pretty much mostly Harry Potter. So I don't know. I was really behind in reading. I really hated it. So I'm not quite sure, but I'm gonna say 5th grade. No, 4th. I'm gonna say 5th grade. That final answer, 5th grade. And question 9 is, where do you like to read? I like to read everywhere. In Oregon, it's really hard to read outside because it's like 90% of the time it's raining, or there's the potential of rain. So I tend not to carry books with me. I don't have a bag to put them in. So I would have to have the book and the elements, and the majority of the time it's raining. So I tend not to do that. I like to leave books in my car. So in case I go somewhere and I know I'm going to be early, I can just kind of read a little bit before I have to go in. I love reading on the couch, in my bed. When I cook, I can't leave the kitchen because I will burn it if I start reading in the living room. So I just stand there and I just read right next to the pot. I also like a lot of audiobooks. So I tend to listen to audiobooks while I'm in the car, or at times where I don't want to bring a book with me. I have an audiobook going already for a different book than what I'm reading. So I can kind of do two different things where I know if I can't physically read, I have another option. And I do that all the time. Like, that's literally all I do. It's mainly just audiobook. If I can physically read, I read it pretty much everywhere else, except for outside, unless it's a pretty day, which is randomly happening lately. So question 10 is, what kind of books do you like to read? And like I said before, I love me my fantasy. That is like my go-to. Whenever I feel like I have nothing to read, I either reread Harry Potter or I find something else to read. If it is a cheesy fantasy that has like princesses or dragons and magic, I love me my cliches. That is probably like my favorite types of fantasy. I mean, fantasy is great. You could literally have like almost anything happen in fantasy. There's so much creativity that goes into those books and imagination to build worlds and the characters and the people in it. I am new to realistic fiction and contemporary novels and romance novels. So I am starting to kind of delve into that. I just finished Girl Online and I loved it, and I can't wait to read the next one, Girl Online on Tour. And then I read Fangirl and a few others, and I'm actually really, really enjoying it. I used to hate realistic fiction. I used to hate it so much. But now I think my tastes have changed, and so I am starting to delve into this whole new world. So if you know of any good contemporary novels that you'd like me to read, go ahead and put them in the comments below. I will try and do my best to read them. I am loving this new genre, so feel free to load me up with a bunch of books. And that is all my questions. Thank you again to my 2 subscribers. You guys rock. And then I will hopefully put up a new video sometime later this week. Thank you guys. Bye.